Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Davidson, Chair of our Housing and Insurance Subcommittee, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for our witnesses, Mr. McKernan. I thank you for the work to highlight some of these issues. In your opinion, can an effective top-to-bottom cultural change be made at FDIC while Martin Gruenberg is chairman?
I don't think we can have real culture change until we have that fresh start.
That's been my experience, whether it was in the military or in business, frankly here. You can update the HR manual, you can write new standard operating procedures, you can train them all you want. Sometimes you just got to change the people. And it seems clear that we need to do that. Why is the delay? Director Sue, why the delay? Why should we tolerate Gruenberg sticking around through the rest of the afternoon?
So at the board, we're not delaying. We've taken steps already to hire a independent third-party expert, an independent monitor, and to restructure the reporting lines for incidents. So those are all actions that are required to reduce the fear of retaliation, to ensure that we've got the right outside expertise so we can make the changes that are necessary.
So you're outsourcing the leadership challenge to some third party, and then you're going to put a director in to implement what the third party came up with?
The purpose of engaging with the outside parties is to make sure that we got the best expertise from out. We have to do this differently.
Why not just hire a good leader?
We have to do this differently than the past. We want to make sure that we've got the right plan and that we're implementing those steps immediately.
It sounds to me like the plan is that we're going to come up with a committee that's designed to delay action while Gruenberg rides out the rest of the Biden administration and continues his time there. Mr. McKernan, how long has Director Gruenberg been at the FDIC?
20 years, as I understand.
20 years. How long has he been leading it?
10 of the last 13.
10 of the last 13 years he's been leading it. You think he's had anything to do with poisoning this culture?
I think the chairman's ultimately accountable for the culture.
Yeah, generally that's the answer. The leader, everything that happens or fails to happen in an organization is ultimately the top leader's responsibility. That doesn't mean he's the one that did everything, but ultimately that's the duty of leadership. And anyone can find an excuse. It seems like Gruenberg's full of them. Leaders find a way. Director Sue, do you think Gruenberg's going to find a way?
Again, I'm focused on what I can control.
So if you give him a good
it's really about
outside third-party outsourced solution, you think he could follow it with any credibility?
The purpose of having the outside expertise is to make sure that the agency is doing the best it can for the employees of the agency.
What's the due date for that? Around January 21st, 2025?
No, it's right now. We have to do these things right now.
I know we do, but you're outsourcing it to some third party. Are they supposed to get back to you around January 21st?
No, the hiring of the third party, both the expert and the monitor, it is currently in process right now. And we are also going to restructure the broken internal process that has led to retaliation.
Well, it might take till January 21st to get rid of Director Gruenberg, but I'm pretty sure it'll be done right around that time frame, if not before. So, Mr. McKernan, is there anything that we could do between now and January 21st to facilitate Director Gruenberg's departure at the FDIC?
I don't know that I can speak to that, but I think that it's important that Congress continue to exercise its oversight role to hold us accountable, including the board, for making real actionable steps to get culture change moving.
Well, obviously, the President of the United States could fire him. That'd be great. No leadership coming from there. But Congress has the power of the purse. I mean, we're only funded till September 30th. In theory, we could eliminate funding for Director Gruenberg's position beginning October 1st of this year. We have an opportunity coming up in the appropriations process. We have a Holman rule that would facilitate just such an action directed at Gruenberg. Does anyone believe that would be appropriate to provide congressional accountability for Director Gruenberg? Think we should keep him in place, or do you think we should continue to pay Director Gruenberg? We're the ones that provide the funding for his paycheck. Should we keep him on the United States payroll? I mean, I was really encouraged to hear Mr. Varga talk about not defending the indefensible, but if we fund his paycheck into the next fiscal year, well, we're defending the indefensible. We shouldn't provide a dime to Director Gruenberg. So I hope my colleagues will defund his payroll. And I hope it's a moot point, because Joe Biden could fire him this afternoon, and that'd be the appropriate action. Anywhere else, anyone doing these kinds of things would be walked out with a cardboard box that afternoon. And I hope that becomes norm within the FDIC to not tolerate these kinds of things, whether it's of the employees or the subordinate leaders that make up the chain of command. We need to fix this culture, and Congress can do that by holding Gruenberg accountable with appropriations. I yield back.
Gentleman